Another city in the Los Angeles area has approved building an NFL stadium. Carson approved building a $1.7 billion stadium for either the San Diego Chargers or the Oakland Raiders to move into. I'm joined now by Dave Bryan from our CBS station here in Los Angeles. So we're going from a generation of no football to talk of potentially 3 football teams in Los Angeles. How did this happen?
Feast or famine, right?
Exactly.
Well, I think that what's happened is that there's a great hunger for football here. Obviously, as you said, we've gone a whole generation without anyone seeing professional football, and I think that the National Football League realizes it needs to have a team in the second biggest market in the country. So there's been a lot of pressure over the years to get a team moved in here, and 2 communities now have sort of emerged as leaders in terms of putting a stadium deal together. Carson and Inglewood, cities just outside of Los Angeles. Now things seem to be moving at a rapid speed, but the competition between the 2 of them will be as to which city gets the team and where they'll be playing.
And I think a lot of football fans in LA have been toyed with over the years about teams potentially relocating here. A lot of people think that some of the owners of these teams are using this as basically a way to get their stadium deals done in the cities they're currently in. Do you think they really want to move?
Well, that's the $64,000 question. I mean, this has gone on over and over again over the years. And I asked some people in Carson last night where we were doing a report on the City Council voting to approve a stadium construction plan. And they believe this time that team will be coming to LA. One reason is because in the Inglewood case, it's the owner of the St. Louis Rams, the St. Louis Rams, who is involved in building the stadium. So he's got a stake now in moving the team to the Los Angeles area. In the other case of Carson, there are 2 teams now that may occupy the stadium if it's built there. Those would be the Chargers and the Raiders. So with 3 teams now bidding to get into the market, it seems as if somebody is going to wind up here. We don't know which team, but it does look like the chances are much better this time.
So would the expectation be at least 1 team and probably just 1 stadium, or do you think really 2 stadiums could be built that close together?
No, there are actually 2 different plans here. In the case of Inglewood, it's the St. Louis Rams that would occupy the stadium. In the case of Carson, 2 teams would be sharing 1 stadium. So we could either have the Chargers and the Raiders playing in Carson, or we would have the Rams playing in Inglewood. So that's sort of how it breaks down. We could have 2 teams, we could have 1 team, we could have 3 teams if everything gets built, or we could have no teams because maybe they're just posturing to get a better deal in the cities where they're already located.
And pretty sweet revenge if the Rams end up back in Los Angeles.
How about that? Wouldn't that be something?
Pretty great.
As you said, there's a whole generation that's grown up here without seeing any NFL games in person. So there is a great demand for it.
All right, Dave Bryan, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ben.